last one for this night, isn't it? And then we've got Saturday. If there's anything you can't do tonight, just put a message in the box, check the text box, and we'll try and adapt. So come up to standing, get into your nice Pilates posture. So just moving backwards and forwards, side to side, backwards and forwards, just testing where your weight is. And then bring your weight so it's even on both sides. Lift the toes up and then place them down one toe at a time on each side. Soften through the knees. Make sure the weight's a little bit back on the heels, so make sure you've got 3 points. Think of your 3 points on your feet. Draw up and zip up through the belly, gentle squeeze underneath with the pelvis, and then just start to circle the shoulders. Try, if it depends where your camera is or your screen, but try and keep your chin just facing upwards. So my camera is down a little bit on the ground, but to remind myself just to look forwards. Good. And then take the hands to the shoulders and circle the elbows. Keep pulling up with that pelvic floor, drawing the belly in, and then circle the arms back. So hopefully no shoulder issues. If you have, just let me know again in the chat, but we're going to work shoulders as well tonight. And then release and bring the shoulders the opposite way. So gentle circles forwards with the shoulders. Gentle circles forwards with the shoulders. And then hands to shoulders, circle the elbows forwards. And then circle the arms forwards. Good. So come to a side bend. So bring again, feet on the ground, draw the belly in, squeeze the bottom under. Just come to a gentle side bend, come all the way back up, and opposite side. So side bend, come back. Just warming up the side waist. Good, one more. And then take a side bend, but reach the arm up this time. So reach side bend, just lift the arm up to where it wants to go. It'll go overhead, good. Come all the way back and opposite side. So side bend. This one's great if you have got any back issues, to just open up through the back, but also if you've been sat at a desk or still all day, just to open up. Take a gentle swing through the hips. And then let's take an opening through the hips into that knee raise. So arms out to the side or on the hips, take the knee up, take it out to the side, tap it down, bring it all the way back, pull the belly in. So taking it out, just moving into these hips. One more, lifting as high as you can, and then just opposite side. So lifting out, pulling back around. Take it out, pull it back. 2 more. And then let's take a roll down with a calf raise on the end. So circle the shoulders forwards, take a roll down, bring the weight forwards, rolling down through the spine as far as you can, finding a stretch through those shoulders, through the backs of the legs. Circling all the way back up, circle shoulders backwards, float up onto the toes. Good, and again, so circle forwards, coming all the way down, releasing down. Coming all the way back. Circle shoulders backwards, lifting up onto the toes. Good, so really feel that lift, pulling in through the pelvic floor. Squeezing through the back to the glutes. One more time, lifting up. Circle shoulders back. Floating up. Good. Stick with the arms, just the float. So stick arms, float up. Elbows are going to pull back. Squeeze open the chest. come all the way in, lower down. And again, lift up, squeeze back. And lower down, good, 2 more, lift up, squeeze. Good, last one, lifting up. Good, so just at the beginning of class, take a head nod and then lift the head up and then slowly turn it to one side, just as far as you can. Just notice how the mobility is at the beginning of class. Come back to the center, nod down. Coming all the way back. Opposite sides. We're going to come at the end of class, we'll see if there's any difference. Good, we're going to roll down and come into our plank. So rolling down, breathing out, come all the way down, roll down. And then walk the hands out, come into your plank. Just hold and breathe for a second. Head down, come back a little bit. Don't want to frighten the camera. So coming down into your plank, and we're going to do knee to elbow to start with. Same knee. So bringing the left knee in towards the elbow. Try and keep these elbows turned in. One is still a little turn out. Turn them in. Opposite knee to elbow, keeping the head in line. So 4 on one side and then 4 on the opposite side. So drawing in. Keep the shoulders still so the shoulders don't move. Coming in with that knee. So 4 on one side, 4 on the opposite side, and then walking all the way back. Roll up through the spine. We're going to add a squat on the end. So rolling up through the spine. Notice how the wrists feel. Circle shoulders backwards, come into a squat. So knees go out. Make sure the knees go out of the toes. Come all the way back up. Good. Another squat. So take it down, pull the belly in, squatting the hip back, bottom back towards the heels. Roll down again. So we're going to repeat that one again. So rolling down. Remembering if it gets too tough on the hands, on the wrists, you can come down onto the knees. So if you do want to come down onto the knees, same hand, knee to elbow, in for 4, otherwise up in our plank. Keep those elbows gently in. And then 4 opposite side. Keep the bottom pressing down and the belly lifting up. So working the core a little bit already, but getting some movement into the hips. Walk the hands back, bend the knees. Heels down, roll all the way up through the spine. Circle shoulders backwards, come into that squat. So sitting the bottom back. Good, and again, sitting all the way back. Breathing out. Coming up. This time I'm going to roll down opposite knee to elbow. So again, you've got the option. We are in advanced Pilates, so we should be in our plank really. But if it is too strong on the elbows or on the shoulders, bring the knees down. So opposite knee in towards the opposite elbow. We can alternate this time. So bring it across and take it back. Option still on the knees if you want. Bring it in. Use the core. Bring it back. Good. This time after we've done our 4, we're going to stay here. So just taking those arms and knees across. And then release down. Give the hands a rest. Give the wrists. Just wiggle the fingers. Notice how the wrists feel. And then coming over onto the back, we're going to come into our hip openers and hip extensions. So come over onto the back, feet in the crook knee position. So crook knee position, find that pelvic floor, that neutral spine. So drawing up, pulling the belly button towards the spine. So you're not arching or hollowing the back, you're just finding that neutral spine. So let's take a leg slide. So slide the leg out. We're going to lift the foot just gently off the floor. Slide the leg all the way out. Breathe out, pull in, and then pull all the way back in. And we're going to knee drop out to the side. So knee drop out. So opening the hips 2 directions. So we'll do 4 on this same side. So we're going to slide the leg out. And then come all the way back in. And knee drop. So remembering during class, if you need to, you're not sure of a movement, come up to seated, bring yourself up to seated, have a look at the movement, and then come back down into it. And again, if then you've got any questions, if we're live, you want to put a question in the chat, then please do. You've done 4 on that side, take it to the opposite side. So find that neutral again, pick the foot up, slightly slide the leg out, breathe out. Bring it all the way back in. And then drop it out to the side. Now to make it more challenging, when you come back in, just come up onto the toes. Don't let the heel drop down. So slide the leg out, hover it off. Bring it all the way back in, just onto the toes. And drop the hip, drop the knee out. Coming back. So sliding out. Coming all the way back in. Drop the knee out. Good. When you've done 4, we're going to come to opposite arm, opposite leg. This time we're going to start in that tabletop position. So knee over hip. Knee over hip. And we're going to take the opposite arm out long. So this foot time, the foot is going to drop and sweep out, and the opposite arm is going to go over the head. So as long as you can. And then come all the way back in. Again, we'll do 4 on this side. So just one leg in tabletop, sweep it out. Take the opposite arm all the way over the head. Reaching towards the back of the room rather than towards the ground. So 2 more on this side. So reaching out long, arm goes all the way overhead. Keep the head looking in a neutral place up towards the ceiling. And then change legs, lifting the opposite leg. So opposite arm, so leg slides down, opposite arm slides overhead, reaching long. And just notice again if there's any difference. Breathing out. And if there's any tension in those shoulders, try and keep the shoulder blades pushing down towards the ground, drawing this belly in as you go out so the back isn't arching. Good. When you've done the last one. We're going to come to the knee drop. So I'm going to add the arms in today. So we're going to do weighted arms. So if you need to come up and have a look, come up. I'm going to come side on so you can see at my arms at least. So you're going to bring the arms into the side of the body. So the elbows are right into the side of the body. Fingers are facing the ceiling. I'm going to lift that to both knees up this time if we can. So both knees lift up. So to begin with, we're going to do same arm, same leg. Drops out to the side, comes all the way back. Keep the elbows and the shoulders squeezing on the floor. So opposite side, so elbow goes out, knee goes out. Come all the way back. Keep that pelvis engaged, so you're not arching through the back. Coming all the way back in. You can do it with the legs on the floor. So you can do opposite arm, opposite knee if you want, but it's more challenging on that core with the feet off the ground. Oh, what am I doing? Same arm, same leg. Same arm, same leg. And then we're going to change to opposite arm, opposite leg. So again, either in the tuck knee or feet on the ground. Let's do opposite arm, opposite leg this time. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep that elbow into the side of the body. Shoulder blades on the ground. So alternating, opposite arm, opposite leg goes out. Feet in that tuck knee position if you want. So opposite arm, opposite leg. And try and keep the hips really still. And the shoulder blades engaged on the ground. Good. When you need a rest, draw the knees into the chest. And gently circle the knees. So circling the knees one way. And then circling knees opposite way. Good. So working that core quite strongly. Bring the feet back down to the ground. And just bring the arms out horizontal. So arms out nice and wide. Lower than the shoulders. feet together, knees together, and just come into a side twist. So twisting the knees through the center, look away with the head to the opposite side, and then bring their legs back to the center, over to the opposite side. So take them out to the side, back to the center. Good, one more. So take the knees to one side. Use the core to bring the legs back to the center. So remember, this one's a good back release. If you've been doing any work on the core, you still need to engage that core to facilitate the movement. Come back to the center. So we're going to come into static deadbolt. So bring the knees again into that cup knee position. So feet over hips, pull the pelvis in, bring the arms up into the center. Just hold it here. So breathing in, breathing out. So statically working the abdominals, making sure the knees are over the hips, arms, shoulder blades pressing down towards the floor, and just breathe. Breathing in, wide into the ribs, breathing out, and just hold. Breathing in, breathing out. Now we're going to do that opening we did earlier, but from this position. So we're going to drop one leg out. This time it's going to go straight. So we're going to drop one leg out and take one arm over the top, over the head. So reaching long, and then come back into this dead bug position. So we're really slowly challenging the core, breathing out. Keep the other arm up to the ceiling, coming back to center. So breathing out, working slowly and controlled. Remember, sometimes our Pilates is harder the slower we go. Make sure it's really precise movements. Taking that arm long, opposite arm still to the ceiling. Coming all the way up. Let's do 4 more if you can. If you need a rest, draw the knees into the chest. Otherwise, 4 more. Take it out. Bring it back. Really focusing on this core so the back doesn't arch. Moving out long. Keeping the opposite leg still. When you've done the last one, bring the knees back into the chest. Gentle roll with the legs around one way. So should have felt that one working that core, working the abdominals in particular. I'm going to roll over to one side, come back up onto all fours. This one's for the shoulders, but you're going to have to engage the core to keep strong in the position we're going to be in. And if you have a set of weights, I've just got a light set today, but you can use weights for this one as well. So we're going to come onto all fours. Elbows in, and we're just going to pull up. We're going to do a kind of an upright row. So pull the belly in, engage the core, relax the shoulders, and then we're just going to lift the hand off the floor. So we're going to lift the elbow up. So we're going to lift up like this, up towards the chest. So we're bringing the thumb towards the armpit, and then push back down. So lifting up, push back down. So this one with the weight is quite a strong movement if you've got a hand weight. And you can lift it up, push back down. So lifting up, even without. We're going to do 8 on each side. So keep the opposite elbow turned in and just lifting that arm up. So again, if you need to watch, really be precise. Push up, palm presses, push back down. So pull up, push back down. This other arm stays still. Push up, push back down. Pull up through the core, push back down. Good. When you've done the 8, sitting back again onto the bottom, give the hands a rest, give them a little wiggle. And we're going to do that one again. This time we're going to add an arm opener to the side. So pull up through the core, feel that engagement through the core. So lifting up, pushing down. And then we're going to open it out to the side. So alternate the hands, lifting up and then push out to the side. Good, and again, so lift up, pull up through the core, push out to the side. Lift up and push out. Good, right, really try and push out through the shoulders as well on this one. Don't sink down. I've still got a little bit of a shoulder issue on this left side, so we do sink sometimes through that shoulder. Lift up and push out. Good, one more on each side, and then just again release all the way down. And come to a seated position. So come into cross-legged if you can. If not, bring, actually no, I think you said, one said couldn't cross-leg. Bring the legs out in front for this one then. So bring the legs out in front. Bring the hands to the side of the body, palms facing forwards. So we're just going to squeeze up with the body. So draw the belly up. We're just going to lift one leg. So lifting one leg, pull through the core, lifting the opposite leg. Good. And then bring the arms out in front. So lift one leg, lower, and stretching through. So lifting up, lowering down. Keep the back nice and straight. So squeezing out, lifting up, pulling up through the core, up through the crown of the head. So lift and press. Lift and press. Squeeze out. Good, two more. Oh, pricky knees today. Last one. And then take the legs out long. So take the legs out long, come into a gentle forward fold, just fold forwards. Find that gentle stretch through the legs. Hold and breathe. And then coming all the way back over onto hands and knees. We're going to come into a low plank. So from your 4-point kneeling, bring your elbows down to the ground where just about where your hands were. So bring the elbows down, bring the weight forwards. So you want a nice little low plank. So bottom down, bottom squeezes down, pelvis under, nice low plank. So just hold this low plank. You can make a fist with the hands if you want at the front. Squeeze the bottom down, make sure shoulders are over elbows. And just hold this low plank. So breathing in, breathing out. So hold and breathe. And then we're going to come up to full plank. So turn the toes under and lift the knees off the ground. So it's still a low plank, but in that full low plank, hold and breathe. We're going to push up and we're going to come up to high plank. So we're going to push down through one hand, up to the other hand. Hold the high plank. Come back down to low plank. So pushing down and then come up the other side. Push down, push down. Good. Last time, come down and come down. Hold the low plank. Hold and breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. And then lower the knees down to the ground. Again, take a stretch back. Releasing through the back. Hold and breathe. And coming again into that position. So let me know how you're feeling in that one. Any issues with shoulders or hips. So turn the toes under at the back. Come down into your low plank with the toes under at the beginning. Toes flat at the beginning. Then turn the toes under and lift off the ground. So squeezing the bottom down. Head looking down at the hands. Take a deep breath in when you're ready to breathe out. Push up into that plank. So deep push. Big push up and then all the way back down. Keep the hips level, push up again. So big push and then back down. Hold the plank, breathing in, breathing out. Keeping the core strong and then lower the knees down. Take a press back into child's pose, release through the back. Hold and breathe. And then come down onto the belly. So come down onto the belly, hands underneath the head. Turn the head to one side. Just release out through that head. And then turn the head to the opposite side. Good. Then bring the hands into that W shape. So elbows level with the shoulders, hands in front. Let me come this way on so you can see. Challenge for my space tonight. So elbows out, elbows level with the shoulders, head in the middle. So legs behind, wide, a little bit wider with the legs, and then just head down on the mat. So we're going to start with one arm. You can have a look if you need to. We're going to start and just lift one arm up, hand and elbow level, lower it down. So hand and elbow lift and lower. So we're going to do 4 on one side, hand and elbow lift and lower. Keep the feet at the back, engaged on the ground. Squeeze in through the bottom, draw the belly button up off the floor. Opposite side, so draw that belly button up, squeeze and lower. Now you can just hover that hand off so you're not releasing it all the way down, just to make it a little bit more challenging. And then we're going to lift both arms. This time the head's going to come up, but we're not lifting the head first. So it's just coming in line. So squeeze down, lift up. So opening up through the back of the body, still important if you're working over a desk or if you're on your mobile phone or just if you're sitting a lot, just to open these shoulders up. Good, one more. And release. Bring the hands underneath the head. Turn the head to one side. And then turn the head to the opposite side. Just notice how that head feels now. So this time we're going to try and squeeze the hands out in front. So we're coming from this W shape into a wide V. So we're going to squeeze both arms up, turn the palms inwards, reach out, and then pull all the way back and lower down. So we're reaching out in front, we're coming up to the side, we're reaching out to the side, pulling the elbow all the way back and lowering down. So lifting up, lift up, push out, get that nose up near the ground, lowering down. Lift a little higher if you want, lift up, squeeze out, coming all the way back, lower down. Good, 4 more. So you should really start to feel the shoulders working and the shoulders opening, chest opening. So really good one, but it's quite strong on the back. So make sure you squeeze the bottom, keep the feet down on the ground. Lifting up, squeezing out, coming all the way back, lower down. When you've done the last one, hands underneath head, turn the head to one side. Gentle release through the core. Opposite side. Good. Then we're just going to work on the legs and the butt. So bend one leg up to 90 degrees so that the ankle is over the knee and the toes are pulling down towards the ground. Keep the bottom squeezing down, draw the belly button in, and we're just going to squeeze the leg up. So we're just squeezing that one leg up. Squeezing out. We're going to do 8. Squeeze up. So again, if you want a little bit more work, don't let the knee come back down. Just keep that knee off, hovering off the ground, and then release. Draw the foot into the bottom and lower slowly down. And again, draw the foot into the bottom and lower slowly down. Keep the hips pushing on the floor. Change legs. So other leg draws up, toes draw down, pushing up through the hip. Keep both hips on the ground. So squeezing up, 8 on this side. Just notice how the hip mobility feels on both sides. Does it feel tighter on one leg as you push the other one up? Lower the leg all the way down. Just watching my watching my diffuser. Lift it up and lower back down. Good. We're going to do another set of those. So keep the hips down to the ground. Squeeze the bottom. Draw the ankle in. Push down with this hip. So this hip pushes down towards the ground. Should be a nice stretch down the psoas, down the front of the thigh as well. So just lifting up, squeezing up, pushing out. Halfway down if you want, squeezing out. So strengthening into the backs of the legs, into the hamstring, strengthening here into the hamstring, and strengthening into the big muscles of the glutes. And therefore strengthening into the back as well. Pushing up, so 8 on one side, then draw the foot in and lower slowly down. Good, opposite side. So make sure you've done 8 on each side, pushing up. Keep these hips down on the ground. Don't let them roll in. So squeezing up. Good. When you've done the last one, draw it in and lower all the way down. Good. Push back onto the hands. Come back onto all fours. Take a child's pose stretch. Releasing through that back. And then come back up onto all fours. So we're going to try and repeat that movement on all fours. If it's too strong on the wrists, come down and do one more set down on the ground. Otherwise, we're going to lift that leg again. Lift that leg again into that position. Draw the belly in. Keep this really strong through the core. Draw the belly in and then press up. So squeezing up. So 8 more on this side. And then we're going to bring foot through to head. So we're going to bring the foot through, draw it in, drop the head in, and then reach it out long. So drawing all the way in, knee to nose, and then take it all the way out long. 6 again, push through those hands, draw the core in, take it out long. So when you've done your 6, come back down onto all fours, draw the other leg up. So heel pushes towards the ceiling, draw up with this core, don't allow it to sink, push all the way up. Keep that hip rolled down as well, don't let it roll out. So keep the hip down towards the ground. It's quite common that to get the leg higher, you roll this hip outwards. So you've really got to think both hip bones have got to still be facing down towards the ground. So squeezing in, but keeping it strong. And then nose to knee, 6. Take it all the way out long, pull up. So in towards the chest, nose to knee. Take it out long. And again, knees to nose to knee. So make sure you've done 6, bring the knees down again, just relaxing all the way down. So let's take it into, we're going to come into child's pose. Let me know if child's pose isn't comfortable. We're going to do our child's pose, thread the needle. So wide knees, getting a nice groin stretch, sitting back onto the ankles, and then take the hands just in front of the knees, relax the toes. We're going to take that right arm underneath the left arm. So right arm comes underneath left arm, getting this right arm towards the ground. You might get a nice stretch through the groin and the quads here. So reaching down, head to the ground, and then slide the opposite arm out. So slide the left arm out, and then rotate this outer shoulder down towards the ground. So you should feel a nice stretch on both sides. If you're not feeling the stretch on that underarm, try and just reach a little further through. And the same on this hand. Push down on the hand to find more of a stretch through the shoulder. So with a lot of these movements, it is the tiny little differences that add to that challenge of the movement. Come all the way back. Take it to the opposite side. So threading through, going as far as you can, bringing this shoulder down towards the ground, but reaching a little further if you can. Opposite arm stretches out. Outer shoulder rotates to the ground, hand pulls. Presses down on the mat and pulls. Should feel a nice stretch through both shoulders. Come all the way back to the center. And bring the legs around to the front of the body. So we're going to finish off with a nice open stretch for the legs. Take the legs out wide. And then either bend the right leg, oh, I'm getting sun now. Either bend the right leg in, I'll move back a little. Bend the right leg in here so it's into the side of the quad, or bring it out to the side if you've got any knee issues or that's not comfortable. So wherever you are, just relax the knee. Try and make sure the knee's relaxed. I'm going to turn towards this straight leg. So turn the body so the shoulders and the hips are aligned over that straight leg. And then just bring the body weight forwards. Now, if you want more intensity, take your little finger to the outside edge of your foot. So turn the body along the straight knee, outside finger towards the edge of the outside foot. Stretching through the side waist, stretching through the hamstring. So just reaching out, reaching across, taking 3 breaths here, breathing in, breathing out. Draw the belly in. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel that stretch. And then coming all the way back in, take this other arm, take the outer arm into the side, so elbow is near the knee or near the thigh. Look away to the side, so you're opening up all the way up, and then take the opposite arm over the head, so you're coming into a side stretch. So elbow in, open up through the waist, take this arm overhead all the way over, so opening up through the side of the body, lengthening through the arm into the shoulder, lengthening down the back of this hamstring. Hold and breathe. Turn the head up to look under the armpit if you feel good. Just hold and breathe. And then release all the way back out. Change the leg. So bring the leg out. Opposite leg comes in. So you can bring it to here if you want to. Doesn't have to go all the way out. Turn the weight to look down that straight leg. Bring the weight forwards. So weight forwards if you can. Opposite finger, take it across to the outside edge. So this one's a little bit more tricky if you haven't got that leg tucked in. Still doable, but this one's probably a more comfortable position. Comfortable on the back. But if you can get that knee in, take the arm across, finding that stretch. Also opening up through the outer edge of the hip. Then coming all the way back up, open this arm up, elbow into the side of the body, and then reaching over the top, looking up through to the armpit, feeling that stretch down the side of the waist. Nice deep stretch for the side waist. Again, with a lot of sitting, this is where we're getting tight in the side of the waist and in the hips. So trying to open up through those hip flexors and through the lower back. Come all the way back up, releasing out, bring the legs out in front, give them a shake. And then again, sitting cross-legged or knees up to you. Let's take a tricep stretch. So breathing in, take the arm up above the head, relaxing the arm down the back of the body. So remember, these stretches are as important as building strength in the body, because if you haven't got the flexibility, you're still going to have a bit of a rounded posture. So if you're not very open in the shoulders, you're still going to be rounded. So let's open up. So we're going to press through that shoulder, through that elbow, just lifting the elbow up, trying to lift up and lengthen through here and lengthen through the back of the shoulder. So hold and breathe, draw the belly in. If you can, take the opposite arm, wrap it around, shoulders back, aiming to get both hands touching. Drawing the belly in. If the hands are touching or if you feel good, bring the weight forwards. Keep the chin up, sit the sit bones down, keep pressing this upper elbow back. Come all the way back up to seated, circle that shoulder, circle both shoulders. Good, last one, let's change to the opposite side. So lifting up, take that hand behind, opening up through this shoulder, up through the tricep. So pushing the elbow, just gently trying to lift the elbow up, draw the belly in, sit tall, hold and breathe. So try and just relax through that upper body. And then taking the opposite arm, pushing the shoulder back, take the arm behind if you can, keep pushing back with that shoulder, trying to reach for the arms, opposite hand to opposite hand, and then bringing the weight gently forwards if it feels comfortable. Keeping the sit bones down, all the way back up, releasing out, circling the shoulders. So then take that head down to the chest, breathing out. Let's see how the neck and the shoulders feel now. We've done class. Lifting all the way back up, turning the head gently to one side. So hopefully there'll be a little bit more of a release in the neck. We've opened up those shoulders. Bring it down again into the chest, breathing out. Back to the center, opposite side. Good, back to the center. Lift your left ear up towards the ceiling. Drop your right ear down. Take hold and just gently onto the temple. Just find that stretch. You can bring the other arm out to the side. Find this nice little gentle stretch down the shoulder into the neck. And come back to the center, opposite side. So lift the right ear to the ceiling, drop the left ear. Bring the hand over the head. Just gently onto the temple. Stretch the arm out, feel that length. Again through the neck. Come back to the center. Bring the hands into the heart space. Take a deep breath in, lifting up, breathing in and breathing out. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, squeeze the arms back, open up through the chest. Sit tall, lift the chin if the head is okay. Lifting the chin up, just opening up through the collarbones. And then bring the hands in front, interlace the fingers, drawing down, so squeezing down, elbows squeeze, shoulders squeeze away. Just draw the head down in between. Then coming back to the center again, just take the arms up above the head, breathing in and breathing out. Good, thank you very much for tonight, and hope you've enjoyed our sessions. And like I say, if you want any more information from me, then get in touch. And I think Craig's put his email into the chat as well. So if you want any more information on any of the active neurome sessions, then get in touch with Craig. And if you've got any comments or any questions, please just put them in the chat. Thank you.